Daily markup for Euro USD, Wednesday the 18th of October 2023. This is the daily chart. On the daily, the swing structure is bearish. We've had a break of structure here, and after a break of structure we can anticipate a pullback to happen. Now, how do we know the pullback has started? The bare minimum that we need is a change of character which happened over here. So we can say that probably the pullback on the daily has started. And where will this pullback go up to? Well, we expect it to at least come to the premium levels. So if we take the fib tool and mark from here to here, that's the 50% equilibrium over here. So we can expect price to probably pull into this zone or maybe into this zone. So what does it really mean if we look at the daily? Well, it means that it would be nice to kind of look for longs as we come into the daily. So what are the areas that we can look for longs? Well, there's obviously the extreme over here, but we can also look at probably this over here as an area from where we can maybe look for longs. So we'll wait and see how price action actually develops, and then kind of look for longs from here. So this is as far as the daily is concerned. Of course, on the flip side, we do have this demand zone over here which has good inducement over here, and we can think that probably price might look to go down further and then kind of have the greater pullback. So we need to look at both scenarios and see how it's really panning out. But as far as the daily is concerned, right now I would go with my bias of the pullback has commenced, because we've had a change of character, and I would probably look at maybe price pulls in here, bounces, then comes in here, then maybe we come here, maybe even go further up into this zone, and then look at coming down. So something like this is probably what I'm thinking might happen on the daily. Moving on to the 4-hour. This is what my 4-hour looks like. We've had a my annotations are not coming on for some reason. Maybe it'll take some time. Yeah, there we go. So on the 4-hour we are bullish. Why? Because we've had a break of structure over here. This was a strong structure, and we've had a break of structure, and after a break of structure we can expect the pullback to happen, and I think the pullback has happened. We've already kind of crossed the equilibrium over here. We are into discount, and we can definitely look at playing longs from here. And how do we know that the pullback is over? Well, again, we've had a change of character over here, and we can now say that okay, it kind of makes sense to look for we're over here, we probably pull into this, and then this, maybe get a reaction here, and then kind of pull up into this zone. So this is what I'm looking for as far as the H4 is concerned. So maybe we kind of pull into this bit of a demand over here, which is nested inside the daily, and then continue further over here. So this is my outlook when London opens. Yeah, so this is what it is. Moving on to the M15. This is what my M15 looks like. Again, my annotations are missing, but essentially this is my swing structure right now. I've marked this as my break of structure, and we are bullish. So after the break of structure we can, there we go, So, we're just kind of continuing with this order flow. We've had from here, we had a breakout structure, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and a higher low. Probably this is the low, and we continue further and then see what happens. So this is what my outlook is. We are currently in the M15 pullback phase. How we know the pullback is over? Well, we've had a break of structure. So after a break of structure, we can expect maybe this leg continues. And if this was to continue, we need some kind of a demand zone from where we can expect price to kind of move up. So maybe over here, this is some zone that we can look at. Now, if we look at combining other concepts like probably fair value gaps, so you can say maybe there's a bit of an imbalance from here to probably here. You can look at maybe expect the price to kind of pull into this and then continue. So yeah, that's what I'll look at. I am also experimenting with the DR IDR indicator, and as per that, well, we've actually closed below over here, so you would expect this to stand, but obviously it hasn't. So I'm just experimenting currently to see whether it gives us some kind of a confluence or not. So nothing really concrete and no really great back testing as such. So, but at the moment I'm just gonna just keep it off, and these are my sessions. I do think that a lot of times we have a sweep of the Asian session by the London session, and then price goes in the opposite direction. So for example, here we swept the low and then price went on further up. Over here we didn't really, we swept the high of the Asian session and then we just kind of continued. Over here we swept the high and came down low, and so on. So, but I've generally seen that there's a sweep of the Asian session high or a low, and then the price goes in the opposite direction. So yeah, I mean, these are again some things that I'm experimenting with at the moment. Nothing concrete, but let's see. So when it comes to London Open, which happens in about a couple of hours from now, I would expect this is definitely my weak swing high that I'm expecting that will be taken out. And yeah, and let's see, probably price might want to come maybe a little lower to this zone. So maybe one is that it kind of bounces from here itself. The other is that it kind of bounces and goes down further, and then it kind of does this. So what happens is I don't know, we'll wait and watch, or probably it just kind of goes up, and yeah, so we'll wait and see what really happens once London opens.